Well, hello YouTube. It is Earl, and it's a fine Saturday night here in Louisiana. Before we get started, tonight I'm smoking some Germain's Century Blend, and I'm smoking it in a system pipe. I forget what number this is. It's a it's a 302. Peterson 302. Lovely little bent apple shape with a great sandblast. It's a standard system pipe, so nothing high end, but it smokes well. If you've watched my review of Century Blend, which I'm not sure if I'm posting it before or after this video, but if you watched it, you'll know why I'm smoking it out of a system pipe. It's burned me really bad a couple of times. Let's talk a little bit. Last kind of rant video I posted was about the second debate. Not the second debate, the first presidential debate. And got quite a few views from that. Also got quite a few comments. The one that cracked me up the most of all the comments on that video was the guy who told me to shut up and keep to pipe tobacco reviews because I didn't know how to set a white balance on my camera, which is really comical because it's one of the main things I work on before I actually hit record. My camera has the ability to do auto white balance. I tend not to like it. The exposure will jump around, so I kind of like to set it on my own. And maybe I set it incorrectly, but you know, I set it for the lighting conditions that I had, but evidently he didn't like my white balance in that video. So maybe I'll go back to having Final Cut do my white balancing on the back end so that whatever else I'm saying becomes more reasonable to you guys than it was before. But you know, it just it really, again, that video, the debate, and just kind of where America is right now is just, it's such an interesting time. We're just so divided over a lot of things, and anyway, but my big request would be show a little civility, please. Well, college football has started. And I'm wearing my LSU gear still, but it's going to be a hard year for my Tigers. A very hard year. Their defense looks like crud. Everybody's defense kind of looks like crud this year. Maybe not Georgia. I know Georgia and Alabama are playing right now. I'm not watching it. But Georgia's defense has kind of looked like the real deal. But man, LSU's has just looked horrible. The weather has begun to turn here in North Louisiana, and that's always exciting to see the weather change. You know, I woke up this morning and it was 44 degrees outside, which was quite nice. I had an early morning, at least early for a Saturday morning meeting with a guy, and we were meeting on my back porch, so I put a fire in the fire pit, and that was nice. It'll be interesting to see, you know, how the season plays out with COVID. How many games will be canceled? Who actually gets in? I think, you know, kind of the big deal will be this year is that what's going to happen is it's whoever the committee decides. I mean, I know that's the way it always works, but because there are going to be so many just in-conference games, there's going to be, you know, I really think like your first 4 weeks of the season, and we're on like week number 4 right now, you're finally going to actually find out what you're playing with. You know, usually you get some warm-up games in the season. We're not getting those this year. And so, you know, I think it's been really tough to, you know, you didn't have fall camp, or you didn't have spring camp, you didn't have fall camp, and then you didn't have any warm-up games for a lot of these teams. And so seeing what kind of team you actually have, I think is incredibly difficult. And so there's still some hope for my Tigers, I guess, but given, you know, Brennan looks pretty good on offense, but man, that defense just looks atrocious and not something that you can fix rather quickly. So we'll see what happens there. We'll also see how many cancellations you have from COVID. It is interesting. Looks like we're probably going to get a vaccine here in the U.S. Quite possibly late November, which probably means that maybe it's ready en masse sometime in January, maybe. We'll be interested to see, you know, how long they think immunity lasts on this thing. I've known somebody who's gotten it. I use that word "know" loosely. I know people who know people, and the person they know is somebody I've met before who's gotten it twice. Got it once in the spring, and now is test positive again a second time. So it'll be interesting to see, but it's certainly time for us to open up our economies again, be smart about it, but get rolling again. What else is going on? I'm trying to think. Tobacco-wise, so if I haven't posted it already, which I think I should, will be first, will be this Century Blend review by Germain's. I have several other Germain tobaccos too, but I think I'm going to hold off on those. I think next up will be Esperanza de Cipriat. I think I said that correctly. It's a 7 Ellie blend. Opened that one up about the same time as opened this Century Blend. If you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, I'm Earl of Pipes on Instagram. Follow me there. You know, several months back, I think I posted some pictures of some Dunhill London mixture that I was able to get my hands on that Smoking Pipes, either they found, or Dunhill or Peterson or somebody gave to them an old, like a 3 or 4 year old batch of Dunhill London mixture. So I bought 3 tins of that and opened that up recently. That's some wonderful stuff. And we'll be getting around to getting some reviews up. I've already done Old Joe Cran's, but I have Old Joe Cran's white label, I think, white or blue label, I forget, but another Old Joe Cran's, and then Old Joe Cran's red, which has a lot of Kia. Need to get some reviews up for those, and then I have a smattering of other blends that were bulk blends that I bought that I need to get to, then Bingle slices, and a few other things just here and there. So that, and kind of some plans for the channel. I'll probably start posting a little bit more religious content. I've done a few things here or there. My Bible study guys, I lead a group of guys in college Bible study. We're going to be going through the Sermon on the Mount here, and we'll be starting that in a couple of weeks. And so I would like to be able to post some videos on that here. Just the thing some of y'all may not know about me is I'm seminary trained. I'm not a seminary graduate. But at one point in my life, I felt like God was calling me to be a pastor and a preacher. And He may still have that in store for me. But one of the things I think I will begin to do is as I kind of work through some lessons, what I do with my guys is much more discussion based, and so you can't really post that. So, but I'm gonna try and do some make it a little bit more structured, more not sort of a sermon, but a 15-20 minute little message based on the Sermon on the Mount, and try and do those relatively regularly. Also working on a few things here around the house. We've got a shed over here that has electricity to it, and it'd be nice to actually, there's some things I need to do work-wise on getting it in a condition where I can get it set up to actually use and utilize, and actually make that some form of a recording space. May actually find a way to air condition the thing as well. So anyway, there are a few things that I'm working on and trying to do here with the channel. Some things that I hope will make the channel better. But anyway, that is that. So that's kind of my little, I don't know, rant. The real purpose of it was I've smoked the Century Blend a few times, but I wanted to get a little bit more tasting and also need to record a video. So I've been talking to y'all, gathering my thoughts on this. I'll post this review. Watch for more content to come. Thank you guys for subscribing and being a part. You have a good night.